The state of Wisconsin tries to balance its nearly $7 billion budget shortage over 2 years against its $63 billion total budget. Reductions in requests across the board are being planned.
And that proposed state budget is drawing some criticism from both sides of the political aisle. Some legislators acknowledge the spending plan is not good for Wisconsin business, and that has a lot of residents worried. Fox 11's Mark Leland has multiple views on the state budget from Manitowoc.
A chamber luncheon in Manitowoc gave local business a chance to connect with government. But the end result might have been indigestion over the state budget proposed by the governor and revised by a legislative finance committee.
It's much worse than I thought. It's really bad for Wisconsin. It's bad for our business as a telecommunications company.
In a time when many believe the state should be cutting costs, the proposed state budget actually increases spending some 7% over the next 2 years. That has Democrats, Republicans, and even residents speaking out.
This is a time for government to pull back, to keep its costs down, to cut costs, and to be doing the same thing everybody else is doing with their pocketbooks.
Democratic Assemblyman Bob Ziegelbauer also has to worry about a county budget as county executive in Manitowoc. On the state level, he wants to see a reduction in spending, which is what his proposed 5% cut in pay for county employees looks to do.
So we're committed to holding the line on property taxes, and the only way we can do that is by cutting our costs.
Republican State Senator Joe Leibham is outraged state government is growing during tough economic times. He says, do the math. Any growth comes at the expense of local business.
We are looking at, I believe, a terrible budget for the state of Wisconsin that's going to do nothing but drive businesses and jobs out of this state.
Democratic supporters of the budget see it another way.
We had to bite the bullet, and we did get some revenue enhancers, obviously, but we did maintain the fact that no sales tax increases and income tax increases.
State Senator Alan Lassay says the new budget is filled with cost increases that will hurt business and be passed down to all residents.
Income tax, property tax, sales tax, gas tax, capital gains tax, they will impact on every man, woman, and child in this state.
Everything all the way around. It's just bad for business.
These business leaders say more people need to be made aware of what the state budget holds in order for constituents to be heard by their legislators, who begin debating the budget next week. In Manitowoc, Mark Leland, Fox 11 News.
The state is also offering a little more guidance on the mandatory time off for state employees. A state agency says the furlough hours will be prorated based on when each employee was hired. They will affect all current employees, including those hired after July 1st, which was the start of the new state fiscal year. In addition to the furloughs, the governor has also rescinded a 2% pay raise for non-union state workers. And although the unions have so far rejected the idea, he has also asked those covered by unions to voluntarily give up their pay raise to avoid the layoffs of more than 400 people.